Podcast with your host, Clinton Washington, and your co-host, D'Angelo Gillespie. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of 2 Cent, the podcast. I'm sitting here with the dreaded one, Mr. Single out here in these streets.
Still.
Mr. Got so many names that we're not going to go through on this episode.
Hey, man, it's just me.
You know, it's just my guy, D'Angelo. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Portland? How y'all doing? Or wherever y'all at. If y'all not in Portland, I hope at this point more of y'all listening to it who ain't here. So,
You know, we do have a follower in France, right?
we do got a damn follower in France. And I wish I knew who the hell they was so I could send their ass a t-shirt.
Hey, so if you're the person following us in France, send us a message. We're going to send you a free t-shirt in Portland. If you guys are listening, t-shirts cost $28. You're close by, and we're going to charge you for a 2 Cent, the podcast t-shirt. All right, before we get into our episode, we're going to get into our sponsor. So today's show is sponsored by P&S Premium Smokehouse, a local-owned, family-owned barbecue food cart. Black owned. They have 2 locations. One is at 7339 Northeast Martin Luther King Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. And they also have their other location is at 4810 Southwest Western Avenue in Beaverton. Visit one of their food trucks, mention this podcast, and get $5 off your order. And that's an order of a smokehouse, joint rib sandwich, a loaded dump truck fries, or traditional barbecue combo boxes where you can pick 2 sides. And listen, let me tell you something. They got this thing called the cornbread cakey cake. All right. Cornbread cakey cake. It's to die for. So make sure you stop by at one of their locations and support. Get yourself something good to eat. All right.
Yep.
Man, I'm hungry.
Cakey cake. It sound like Jiffy. Just say.
Hey, but we're going to get this show started. Today's podcast is going to be a series. And this series is going to incorporate businesses that women are running in our community.
Absolutely.
And one of the businesses that we're going to start off with is Twerking Fab. Well, you know what? Let me introduce both ladies at the same time.
Okay.
You know,
like
so we got Nisi, who's the owner and operator of Twerking Fab.
Hello.
We got Zaza. She's a lady DJ, and she got some other things going on. She can tell you about those things. You know, we can talk about, her other job. Hey, ladies, welcome to the show. We're glad you came out to hang out and support us. We really appreciate it. Hey, I call Zaza my shero. She's a military veteran.
Hey.
And you know what? She don't have PTSD, so she's safe to be around. She's a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, Nixie, we're going to start with you. How did you come up with this idea of starting Twerking Fab?
Well, it started when I have always been in fitness like for the past 7 years. And a lot of my fitness friends in other cities were doing twerking. And I was like, why the hell do we not have that in Portland? So my friends encouraged me for like a year or so to do it myself. So I was like, I'm going to do it myself. We're going to shake that ass and sweat. Why not?
Hey, so needed.
So I brought it here, came up with my own format.
I frequent strip clubs. I'm not.
It's not that kind of twerking.
I'm not ashamed to say it.
She said fitness.
But some of you ladies out there that are in the strip club, we appreciate you. But maybe you should go by Twerking Fab to work on that flab, because they're doing some things to help you fix that body.
I'm coming. I promise.
Fitness.
I've been telling you this for a while. I am coming. I want to.
And we will do a DJ party, like a Twerking Fab party.
I don't want to work though. I want to twerk.
Okay.
No work.
I want to reverse. I want to be on the other side. There you go. We'll get somebody else to DJ.
Yes.
All right. Zaza, tell us about your DJing.
Hey, I don't know. Where do I start? I do all vinyl. I've been DJing. Oh, it's so weird. I've only been doing it about 10 years.
Always vinyl.
Only?
Only 10 years. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I said all vinyl.
All vinyl. I don't do any digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
Whoa.
I have Serato, but that's for like if I wanted to do like a special occasion for somebody or a wedding or something like that.
So you still on the 12s?
The when?
You still on the 12s techniques?
Yeah, of course. I got 2 techniques, 2 turntables,
Hey.
and a microphone. There you go.
Hey.
But-
I'm feeling a little shamed here, you know, with my digital DJing.
I know all y'all with your little
you over here.
controllers. And
I had 2 techniques in high school. I had them.
That's all right. I can put
And
mine
where
on
you at?
autoplay.
oh, I do. We were doing this place. You guys are familiar. I don't know if you guys came down to
Yeah,
the
I
spare
came down.
room. It's off of 42nd Avenue. But with COVID-19, everything's kind of paused right now. But we do second Fridays. It's called Thank God It's Funky, and then we just pop up anywhere. When I say we, my guys. I'm from Chicago, and there's 2 of us out here
Hey.
that I grew up with, and we're all 3 of us kind of do it a lot together. So
Portland, we got another transplant. This one from Chicago, but she's safe, no PTSD, and she doesn't belong to a gang. No folks
Nope.
or vice lords or anything like that. She just DJs. So
just
we
gang, my gang right here.
Yeah,
gang.
okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Niecy, this twerking fab. Now, I mentioned earlier, you know, I was talking about the strip club, and I had mentioned this to you before, but there is a positive body movement with this twerking fab. Explain that to
Yeah.
us.
Well, it kind of like started because, so, you know, first I said, like, my friends were like, yeah, you should do it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then everybody's like, oh, I can't twerk. And I was like, well, that's why you go. You're going to go to learn. I will teach you. And so, you know, through teaching them technique and, you know, musicality and just owning your body and how it moves, fucking it up, we were just getting it.
Where'd that come from?
I'm
sorry about that.
Just because
He
I
got
hear some music.
excited. The dog is like,
Hey, we had a little Teddy Riley technical
You're
difficulty right there.
I was like, you trying to get me to start twerking? What you doing?
Yeah, you know, got my little sneak song up in there. You know, I had to take y'all back a little bit, but I apologize. I didn't mean to
love
cut
you.
y'all. Hey, but
No, but it ended up because they were figuring out their bodies and that they can do it, and it didn't matter the size of their ass or size of anything, their gut, it didn't matter. They were feeling confident because they were confident in the moves that they were doing, and they were picking up the choreography faster. They were picking up the moves faster. And in my class, I always tell them, like, it's okay if you fuck up. If you fuck up, just fuck it up. And that just kind of became the thing. Like, just fuck it up. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do. You're having fun, you're sweating, you're shaking your ass, and you're feeling good about yourself. And that's just kind of how it became this like empowering, like body positive type thing. Cause I say embrace the jiggle.
How long have you been teaching?
Teaching, it's been almost 7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So it was my side job for fun. And yeah, it just kind of grew into becoming a twerk and fab creator. And I mean, it is a registered trademark. It actually got official this year. So
Congratulations.
it's a real deal.
all right, strippers out there, don't steal their name. Twerking fab
They
is
cannot,
already
nope.
trademarked. So you have this, and we're in COVID-19. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're not allowed to really meet together. So you know,
Yeah.
if people want to sign
right
up
here,
and
baby.
come do a show and see a show with Niecy, how do we get this twerking exercise thing going on while we're in COVID?
So right now I am doing virtual classes. So virtual classes are every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can find that information at twerkandfab.com or follow me at twerk, the letter N, fab, F-A-B, on Instagram. And I post information there. And I'm just now starting to launch a platform where you can get pre-recorded classes as well. So you can sign up for the month. You have access to twerk whenever you want so that you're not limited to a specific time. So I'm trying to make it accessible, especially now. I feel like we all need that. And I mean, body positivity right now more than anything, because we all got that COVID-19 pounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to encourage people to keep moving and feeling confident in themselves. So yeah, it's been good. Virtual has been working out okay.
So twerking has a stigma.
Yeah.
It has a stigma.
Does it?
And I know you're
Shut your
it,
mouth.
it has a stigma.
Does it?
You know. So,
us
you know,
us in
you-
Atlanta, we embrace the twerk. Behind you,
Well, even in
100%.
Atlanta, you know, there's that hypersexualization and
What are you talking
that fetishizing, especially of black women's bodies. You know,
we going there. Did we just make a left turn?
We ain't even got the Zaza yet.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
but I mean that's kind of why I do what
Hit
I
y'all
do.
over the head with this knowledge real quick.
Okay.
Let's just put it simple as this. Like when you go to a strip club or any kind of sex worker, they are selling you a fantasy. It's for the person who's paying for that. They want to see it, they want to feel it, they want to be in it. And then when you're paying for a twerking fab, you're doing it for yourself. It's for your own body. So,
okay.
you know, you don't look at yourself and be like, I want to, I mean, I sometimes I do like, I want to fuck me, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like you're doing it for you. So you feel sexy,
very
you know?
powerful.
So you
It's
do
very
be like, I
powerful.
look good. Yes. But it's not, you know, for somebody else's pleasure, you know, you're doing it for your own.
Okay.
So it's an empowerment thing as well as fitness.
Yes.
And it has something to do with sex. I heard something about sex was in there too.
I be feeling
So
sexy.
empowering.
That's important though, because a lot of women, especially with social media and reality TV, there's this image of how a woman's supposed to look, and a lot of us real women don't look like that. You
and we
know?
don't twerk like that.
No.
You know?
Well, they don't.
Like-
I think if they twerk, they'd probably fall apart because they're so plastic. But you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I feel you.
So that you have something here for women that it doesn't matter what size, shape, doesn't matter, and to feel comfortable. I've seen some of your work.
Yeah.
And I've seen every shape and size and every color and every form, and I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
And what I do see too is the confidence everybody has.
Yes.
And that's why I tell you, I'm like, I want to get out there, but even me, I'm kind of like, oh,
Thank you
hell
for
no, I can't
recognizing
twerk.
that.
But I recognize that, and I see that.
It
and
can
I'm
be
like,
on somebody in the class. Like if you watch the videos from before COVID,
Yeah.
somebody in the class who's not even ideal,
No.
you know, looking body wise,
No.
or they aren't even getting the moves right necessarily.
but
if
it looks,
but they're
they look-
having so
and
much
they're
fun and
having
they're
so much
so
fun,
confident
and
in
the
what
confidence
they're doing.
it
Yeah.
exudes right in the video.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how fun it is. Actually live,
is.
like doing
It
it,
is
together.
crazy.
That's, you know,
It
as
is
women,
crazy.
that's good to empower each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should be building each other
That's why
up.
we do a thing called the twerkle at the end of my class.
What? It's called the what?
Explain
The
it.
twerkle. So
Please explain it.
the twerkle, we get in a twerking circle. So we all circle up, and depending on the class size, 1 or 2 people at a time go in the center and just fuck it up. However you want to twerk. And we are encouraging.
Like a Soul
we are
Train line.
clapping. We are saying, yes, fuck it up. Get it, bitch. Pop that pussy. Like, and we use pussy a lot in my class.
Whoa.
But, you know, it's just because I want to take back not just what twerking is, but even the words that come with it.
They wanna
like
take the
bitch,
class.
hoe, like whatever. Like,
they wanna
pop
take the
that
class
pussy.
now.
Like, yes, we do. And it's, you feel so powerful when you come out of that dang twerkle.
I know
It's so nice.
we got to get to Zaza, but you know what? You mentioned something. So we got the bitch, we got the hoe.
Whoa.
And, no, and this is where I'm going with
I
that.
said it. I said it.
She
Okay,
said it, and we
okay.
gonna open the door
did.
to this.
Yeah, I don't want to go down the street with y'all.
You know I'm gonna go down that street. So you know, she says we're bringing out the pussy, the bitch, the hoe, and the whole 9 yards. Are we still in that space? Because if I was a rapper and I was to call you a bitch, a hoe, and start mentioning pussy and stuff like that, are we celebrating a thought culture here?
I
Is
think
that-
I'm taking back what
Ooh.
power was taken from us.
Ooh,
You
okay,
know,
please
you
explain.
put us in your videos and we're the hoe. You put us in your videos and we're the bitch and we're the slut, and women hating on each other because the prettier one got picked for this or that. You know, and I'm just like, fuck that. We all gonna be bitches and hoes in this motherfucker and twerk it out. Like, I just
Okay.
wanted to take it back. Just like how in like the LGBTQ community, like the word bitch was just like, you know, yes, bitch. Like we took that shit back too, you know, because
Okay.
it was so like there was so much negative connotation behind it, and I wanted to take that and flip it.
It's like
into
the same
twerk.
thing with the N word, where
Exactly.
we took it and we put power behind it. Some
Right.
people
Put
don't
power
like it,
behind
but
it.
you know what?
And you know, and some people
Truth
don't
is
like
truth.
it too.
Don't encourage these folks.
You know,
we don't need any
That doesn't
encouragement.
mean go walking around saying this to
nah,
people.
nah, I ain't
But in
talking-
my
Bitch.
class, you know what I mean? But in my class, we do, because it's just kind of like,
Our
yeah,
podcast
we can do that.
audience is more than black. I'm just saying, don't encourage these folks. To
Oh,
get
you're
themselves
talking
hurt
about-
out.
To think that
Oh,
they
yeah,
can
no.
say the N word.
Oh, no.
Ah.
That's why you said we are taking that back. That's why
Right,
I'm
right, right.
specifically saying us women who twerk are taking that.
okay, I'm
So
gonna
if y'all want to say the N word, y'all got to take the damn class.
Although
There you
there's
go.
none of that in my class, though. No.
But hi, Zaza, come on, hey, You're from Chicago.
Of course.
What you doing?
Represent.
What originally brought you here?
Sorry. Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay. Well, I've treated my civilian life just like military. I've lived all over this country. You name it. I've probably lived there, been there, passed through there. I've been almost every one of these states. But my daughter's father, my ex-husband, is ex-military. I have a 10-year-old, beautiful little girl. It's my heart, my little wing. And her daddy took a job with Intel about 3 years ago, and we were living in Miami. We hated it. We didn't hate the beach part, but we just hated living in Miami.
How you hate Miami?
I know. I've never been
To live there,
That's
to
my
live
second
there,
home.
Nah, to live there, yeah, to visit, it's amazing. To live there, it's very different. People tend to be, as they say in Spanish, muy grosero, very rude, very rude. They're not welcoming people. I don't know how to explain it. So we moved out here a year after, and we acclimated, and my daughter loves it, and she's got her mom and dad. We live about 5 minutes apart from each other, and it works. He works nights, I work days, and we share the responsibility of taking care of our baby girl.
That's what's up. Now, how did you get into this DJing?
So this is some women empowerment shit right here.
Okay. I'm
DJ
here for
world
it.
is still a man's world at the end of the day. When you think about, especially in my spectrum, you have women DJs, but they're all on electronics. They bought a laptop or some controller from Guitar Center, and all of a sudden
you
they're
gonna
a
stop
DJ.
insulting us. DJs,
You're taking it real personal.
Okay, so
I still got all my daddy records.
that's a good thing.
I
That
still
means
got
you
all
can
my
always-
daddy records
There
and
you
his
go.
8 tracks.
Why you got to get real deep though?
Well, growing up in Chicago, this heavy DJ culture, just about everybody you know is a DJ, honestly, but it's still a man's world. And I moved to Atlanta when I got out of the service, and I hated the music scene. It fucking sucked. Personally,
Hate it?
sorry. Yeah, I
Oh,
have.
spinning?
Moo, 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 I
throwing
didn't
all
like
the
it.
fighting words
I
out
just-
today.
well, the kind of music I like.
Applejack spin, Drez used to spin.
I mean, I found them eventually. It took me a while.
Yeah.
Atlanta wasn't a welcoming city to me either. It's my city now. I lived there in 10 years. I love it. It's like my second home. But when I first got there, I didn't find it a very welcoming city at all. And I didn't like the music, the mainstream clubs. It was trash.
Yeah.
So I just found 3 brothers from Chicago that were throwing these underground parties. And I fucking never left. I mean, I think I got there on a Friday night and I didn't leave till Sunday. I mean, I was just drawn to them. And so I was playing their records and they're like, what the fuck? They were like, Ja, we know you from the crib, but you ain't never thought to play records? And I was like, nah, I like to dance. I don't want to do that shit. But they were like, you have a good ear. You know how to do it. Let's go record shopping. And the rest of the story is history.
Oh, that's what's
I've spent
Nice.
so much money on records. You don't even want to know.
Okay, how much money you
That's a
spend on
love
records?
story
We
right
we,
there.
we got to know.
My
Gotta know.
record collection is in the thousands, and then I have 45s too. If I had to probably appraise it, I know it's well over $30,000 worth of records.
Ooh.
Easy.
And you know what? Sneakerheads thought they had a lot of shoes. She
Nah.
got a lot of records. $30,000.
Oh, I got shoe collection too. I'm a woman, so I got shoes too. I got shoes to match.
You're a woman of abundance.
There you go.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So you said this is a man's world when it comes down to
It
the
is.
DJing.
It is.
And I've seen you out and I've seen you doing your thing. How have you navigated that to make yourself stand out?
Okay, first, all right. There's 2 different styles of DJing. You got the New York style, cut and scratch, and then you have the Chicago style, which is the blend. The blend, the key is to make the record sound, if you're switching records, to make it sound cohesive like one record.
Right.
So you hone your craft if that's what you decide to do. If you want to be a cut and scratch DJ, you better hone that shit and know how to do it and make sure it's on cue. If you're going to be a Chicago style, a blend DJ, that's what separates the boys and the girls. Because a lot of women, they just know how to cue the music up. It's on point. Everything runs together. When you're playing live music and records, you have to really know how to use your techniques. That's your instrument. You got to know how to cue the pitch. You have to listen. Your ear has to be keen. You have to know when the records break. You got to know all of that. Otherwise, it'll sound like hot trash. So
Hot trash.
I honed in on that skill, and I specifically stuck with vinyl to separate me not only from the men in the game, but even the women in the game.
I love it.
So
Yeah. And I've heard you and seen you.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, and sometimes
But I would never have known. Like, it was so natural. Your booty was still moving to the same rhythm the whole time while you were just switching tracks. I was like,
well, you
okay.
got to have fun with it too. Sometimes I
Oh.
hate doing it as a job, but when I'm getting paid, I mean, I got But sometimes I hate doing it as a job. I like to have fun with it, but when I do it as a job, yeah, you just it's a lot of pressure. It's scary. My
would never have
hands
known.
to this day, I'm going to be 44 in September. I've been doing this about 10 years. My hands still shake when I first put the needle on the record, when I first spin. They still shake to
You
this
know,
day.
in fitness, I always say, like, if you're not nervous right before you teach, you don't love it.
Exactly. Because that means you're passionate, you know,
I'm
you
telling
Yeah.
about what you're doing.
For real.
Everything you do.
Yeah.
I mean, as an artist, and I tell all other artists every time,
When you do
when
your
you stop getting nervous, you just stop doing the shit, man, because that means your ass ain't interested in being great at it. You know what I'm
Nope,
saying?
you just don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, you can identify. You got a craft too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, you know,
What's your craft?
A brother got gifts.
You
What's
got
your gift?
skills.
Being single out here in the streets.
oh shit.
He's real good at that.
Yeah.
Nisi, I am good at goddamn
You
being
are.
single.
I'll wing woman for you all day. Wingman for me, okay?
Okay.
Fuck no.
All right, let me slow them down before they start
Goddamn
sweating
Oh,
up
hey,
in
no.
here. You
I
know,
am sweating already up in here.
Yeah, you know we have to turn off the
gonna
AC
drink
so
my
we don't
water
get
too?
all
We're
those.
just going to drink
extra-
more alcohol.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, we do got alcohol. I can't tell you what it is, but if you guys want to know what we drinking, hey,
Goddamn
Mr.
right.
Alcohol people that's out there, we will
Exactly.
advertise your
I was just
alcohol
gonna
if you're willing to cut us a check. We don't do anything for free.
It's like we got light, we got dark, we got medium.
Yeah, you know. And
It's
if you-
something for everybody.
Something for
And if you want us to plug your brand, contact us at
2 cent the podcast at gmail.com.
hey, contact us. We will plug your brand, but make sure you got a pen and a checkbook. All right. But Nisi, let's get back on you real quick. All right, we got Twerking Fab.
Yes.
We got COVID-19.
Yes.
All right. How much do I need to save up to take this Twerking Fab class?
It's only $10 drop in.
What?
Yep, $10 drop in.
So hold on, $10 to drop in, get a little exercise, and maybe learn something sexy for that special someone
Oh,
in
yeah.
your life.
Oh,
Male,
yeah.
female, we don't discriminate. You might want to do something for that special someone. Any other than twerking, anything else? Little pole dancing or something like that?
I change it up from the style of twerk that we do. So sometimes we'll do I did a song that was like a little more slow and sexy. And so we do some more body rolls and stuff like that. And then I also
Body
do
rolls.
kind of real fast, quick twerks and fast movements, higher intensity. And then I even do different levels. So in dance, you do a lot of things to an 8 count. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, hit 5, 6, 7, 8. Or it's a double 1 and a 2 and a 3. And so to make it simple, a lot of times I do things on the 1, 2, 3 count. And I'll only do few moves in those 8 counts. Whereas when I'm doing more high intensity, more intricate moves, you do a lot of stuff on 1, 2, and 3. Ha! It's it's kind of how we hit it. So it's
Only thing I
ways
can
to do it.
visualize is being in the strip club right
Yes.
now.
Okay. So imagine left cheek, right cheek.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's what
it's
I was.
left cheek,
she
right
did the
cheek,
1
left
and the
cheek,
2,
right
and
cheek.
I'm like, okay.
And sometimes
yeah.
it's left, right, ba, ba, ba. It's you just hit it different.
Okay, you know what?
It's
I
fun.
miss.
I have a secret.
Okay, what's the secret?
Please tell me the secret.
I don't know how to do this per
Oh,
se, but I know how to
yes.
do
Wait a minute, hold on.
one at a
Oh,
time.
Clap, booty claps. Yes.
I don't know how to make it do
Yeah.
this. I'm working on it. I'm
Okay,
trying.
I will confess one thing.
but I know how to make the left and the right
try to
one.
make it accessible to all booties.
I always thought the
But
booty
big
clap
booties.
was something that the man did.
No,
to the woman.
you never
No,
you seen
honey.
a booty clap. What you mean?
Okay.
Stop.
Hey,
So,
You do have to have ass for it and
Yes.
then the technique.
Yes,
If you
there's-
don't have the ass for it and you can get the technique, it's still real hard to do without ass. It's easier to do and less effort when you have ass. You just got to get the technique.
Do I qualify?
You qualify.
I'm on fucking with you.
Yes, you do.
Yo,
Okay, so you're gonna teach me.
I will teach you.
I can do one at a time. I cannot
I
do
will
them both
teach you.
together. I want to
I
learn
will
so
teach
bad.
you.
so
Okay.
I
let me
got
ask
you.
you ladies a question. Do you guys believe that being here in Portland has helped your businesses? Because I feel like Portland is one of those all-inclusive places versus, a lot of people talk about the lack of diversity here, but I actually believe for both of you guys, I believe your businesses actually are helped not by the lack of diversity, but Portland has a niche type of culture where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they
Feel
kind of gravitate to everything cultural, and even like dance, especially taught by a woman of color. Seeing a woman of color DJing, I
Seeing
feel
a woman
like,
DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of draws them in. Do you guys think that Portland is a place to? Do you guys think you guys are more successful?
The game is wide
city?
open here.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, but
No, but that's
it's
the question.
it's and I'll let you speak too, sis. But it's wide open here. I love places like this because it's so laid back and I don't want to say slow in a disrespectful way, but they're so behind big metropolitan cities. You have more. You can play a lot here. You can invent. You can just grassroots something and run with it. I've supported more small Black-owned businesses here than I have in any other of the major cities I've ever lived in. I promise you, here I've supported. I promise you, and that's amazing for it to be. What is the percentage Black here again?
What do we?
It's like 6%.
I think it's like less than 1% for the whole state.
But as far as
No, it's
Portland,
three.
I think
thought it was
it's like over 2.
3%.
So
for the whole state,
Whoa,
I
did
thought
you
it
say-
was
Portland's like 6%,
Whoa,
right?
was it
Maybe
6. It might be.
something like that.
I don't know where I got 3 from.
But I think that's
I-
amazing
yeah,
that
I
I've
don't-
met.
I think it's more 3 than 6. But
Somebody's
okay.
gonna Google
I think
it.
it's 6. But needless to say, I'm only going on this is my second year here. I'm not a native, obviously. I've met more people with their own business that are Black here, like I said, than any other major cities. People get out here and they thrive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's because they're not in that same old school home mentality. You ever hear like crabs in a barrel? They can't just get out. You know what I'm saying? So
But a lot of Portland natives say that about this city. They say that it is a crabs in the barrel. But I feel like because we are not from here, see, we don't saw crabs in the barrel.
Well, I'm from here, and I really, I don't know.
Do you feel like that?
I think that it seems that way when people are doing a lot of the same thing with the same click. You know what I mean? But I agree with what you're saying.
It's
I
wide
think,
open.
Yeah,
it
I
really
feel-
is.
yeah.
Because I always say, like, out here, I can be successful as, to me, a mediocre twerker when I twerk with my friends that are doing it in Houston.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they got some skills. Like, they are really, really, really good. And not to say I'm not really good, but I'm like, people will still support me because there's nobody else doing it out here. So there's not a lot to compare to besides the strippers out here, and I mean, there's some talented acrobatic strippers, but
I've seen
I'd
the
say they'd be
strippers out
prancing
here.
more than
Whoa,
trash.
twerking.
whoa,
Well,
time
I mean,
out.
I know some great
Did you
ones though
say-
too.
Did you say some talented?
not here.
No,
Yes, as far as
stop,
acrobats,
Stop fucking
acrobatic,
around.
they
Okay,
can- they
good.
prance,
Don't worry,
they
don't
don't
worry about
twerk.
it. Write they goddamn clubs down and they names.
All right, I'll give you
I
some.
ain't seen
I'll
it
give
yet.
you some. I'll give you some.
Exactly. Cut
But
it-
I'm just
cut it
saying,
out.
like, even
Foolish
still,
yourself.
like, there's only so many people doing that kind of thing.
I agree with
like,
that part.
Like the people who were doing it out here before me, I went to one class with a lady, and she was from, I think, Brazil. She wasn't even from here
She was
either.
twerking.
Yeah, and it was like her version of it. You know what I mean? And
Her
so,
version.
but people could say my version's different too because I can't do the splits, you know, or something.
So
You
wait
know?
a minute. You're from here, born and raised,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So with you being born and raised, are you getting the support from the Portland folks that you need?
I was. So before COVID, I had just opened up a spot I added a time slot over at a different location in Southeast Portland. Before that, I was like more Southwest Portland, Beaverton area.
Okay.
And it was a little bit harder because of the demographic out there. But Portland, you know, it is one of those like places where like the awkward little things, the things that are different, you know, everybody kind of has something outside of the box. So I think a lot more people were interested in it, and it was a little more accessible once you go over the bridge for whatever reason, because that's just how we are in Oregon and Portland. So, so it was growing, and then, you know, COVID happened, but still going over to Portland, I thought I would actually have more Black folks coming, and I didn't have as many as I thought.
Okay, Black folks, we need y'all to get out there and twerk. You 64, 65-year-old women, you can twerk too.
I mean, and not to say that nobody has. I have had some, but I think I had a higher expectation. At the same time, I did notice when I would get support from people or people in opposition. It was people who had judged what I do. And I think like in the Black community, especially towards Black women, there can be like this judgment on us more so if we're twerking that it's kind of ratchet.
From
you know,
women or men?
Or I mean, from men. Well, even from other women. Shoot, I've had other women say, I don't do that.
Wait, hold on. Time out. You've had men judge twerking?
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to.
That happened today on a Facebook post on one of my advertisements.
And he doesn't want you doing this.
It's not queen shit or something. Somebody said
not queen shit.
It's just like
that's the
it's
thing.
It's a business, right? It's a business.
It is a business, and that's the thing. If somebody wants
licensed,
to,
right?
I am. But that's the thing.
Okay.
When people just see it from the outside, and there's like, oh, you teach a twerking class, like, ugh.
You should.
I'm sorry, that shit looks bomb.
Right? I
want to do it, and I want to
know what it is. It's
I wanted to correct you
yes.
because one thing I heard you say in your statement, I want to correct you.
Yeah,
and this is a positive correction.
Yeah.
You said, "Oh, because I'm the only one doing it." No, you have an infectious personality. It's not because you're the only one doing it. Because if you had a shitty personality, this business would not sell.
Thank you.
Just let's just put it like that. Even if you were the only one doing it, if you were like had a shitty disposition,
thank you,
it wouldn't sell. But you are, from the moment I met you, it's like an instant connection. You have a infectious. You remind me of me because you just talk to anybody, you take to anybody. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're a business person and you work with the public, you have to have that.
Yeah, you do.
You cannot
you do.
be
and I'm so thankful that I've had worked in fitness because that definitely helped me build my confidence.
Yeah,
for sure. And I had to stand up against pretty much all white instructors everywhere I was at because it's like that's a whole other thing. You know, there's not a lot of Black instructors, especially on the West Side. So you really have to hold your own in what makes you different from everybody else. And I mean, what makes me different is me. Like I have to put my personality into it. So yeah. It's I think I definitely had a lot of practice and like building confidence over the years, and you need the confidence to twerk.
So let me ask you this.
You will build your confidence twerking. I'll tell you that.
How do we get to the point where twerking is a stigma? It's a bad thing. How do we get to that? Is it because of the strippers? And how do we turn it around? Because like the gentleman said, this is not queen shit, and I don't, I don't know what the book is on what is queen shit or not.
If a Black woman owning a business ain't queen shit, I don't know what the fuck queen shit is.
The thing, you know what? I can get it. I can get where the cat is coming from. I'm not saying I agree with him, but you know what? Some people have in their
mentality,
right?
And that's his opinion too.
That's his opinion, and he's been programmed to believe a certain thing. So how do we take this from the stigma of it being something that strippers do to where women can step out and really be proud of, taking a twerking fab class? How do we get there?
Well, that's why I think the body positivity part of it is huge, because then you have regular women, everyday women doing it. And so when it's like, oh, it's not just the strippers, or it's not just the video chicks, or it's, whatever doing it, it's my cousin, my sister, my auntie, my mama. And it just becomes a little bit more accepted as she is just owning her shit, or a form of dancing, period. Then I think that's how you kind of make that change people's mindset, because they don't see a specific type of person twerking. They see every type of person.
And mama, if you listen, I do not want to see you twerking.
Oh, Lord.
Do not.
I know. I tell my son he don't follow me on social media.
Oh, no.
But, and I think we as men, we have to stop being this judgmental when it comes to sisters getting out there doing their thing. And what we consider negative or positive, we have to start, sitting down and just listening and watching, because I think it's a very positive thing that you have something out there that's going against the European standard, where you can just walk in and you can just be yourself and enjoy yourself, and you can just enjoy who you are and how you're built. And we just, I love it. Zaza, we not gonna let you off the hook. Zaza taking her sip over there.
I gotta catch up.
So Zaza was also in the military, and so you've been in, and I think you were in the military around the 90s.
Yeah, I was in from 95 to 99.
So that's a time period where I was in a little bit before you. But I remember when the Navy was going co-ed. And I, as a man, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not ashamed of the way I felt back then.
Yeah.
I thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world is to bring females on board ship. Because we were programmed to believe that, only men can go out there and fight a war. We didn't have time to deal with emotions. We didn't have the time to deal with feelings or, just our cycles. We wanted to, and one of the things we had to take down our pinup posters out of our work. And I think that was probably what we was mostly mad about. But you've had to overcome some of our sexism, our objectifications. You've had to come up, get over our male chauvinism. How?
I was a badass sailor.
She said I was a bad bitch.
I used to run. I started running cross country in early middle school. So I always did self sports. I never liked team sports, but I always kept my body fit. I always ran. And so when I got in the military, I would do it for, it's not mandatory, but you do have to do a physical twice a year or whatever. But I would run all the time, self run. But I would take on all these extra schools. When I came out, I wanted to actually be a firefighter, believe it or not. Right. A lot of people don't know this, but I took on every school. I think I went to 3 or 4 firefighting schools, 2 in Hawaii and 2 in San Diego. And firefighting is all men. So I was in the supply department. I actually cut hair. I went to barber school. I learned how to cut hair. I cut hair for officers, chiefs, admirals. Yes, I did firefighting. But I was badass. I mean, they would light these big bilges on fire, and no shit. I mean, it's like 1,000 degrees in that FFE firefighting ensemble. You're handling a hose. It's 180, pounds of pressure running through it. You have to be strong. You have to have the willpower and be determined and know what the fuck you're doing. Because that person in front of you and in back of you, their lives, you have their life. They have my life.
You feel like you had more eyes on you because it's like, oh, she's the woman. Don't be the weak link.
For one, I was a woman, and then I was a minority. Even though I'm biracial, I was a minority. So I was kind of looked at. But how can I say it? In the military, obviously there was color. You could see it. You know what I'm saying? But there was no color lines. When we worked together, we worked together.
Right.
We played together. We played together. We lived together. We seen each other. We were family. So you didn't have that stigma per se. I don't know how to explain it. Like you just, if you were on that team, that was the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had each other's backs. There was none of this time for color shit. If you're walking into a simulator and it's pitch black and you have to plug your air supply into somebody else by feel and touch and sound, you don't have time to ask what fucking color they are. You understand? Because I'm trying to breathe and I can't breathe because you have the main apparatus. This is how I'm going to breathe. You understand? You don't have time. Oh, is that person black or is that person white? Sure, there was racist white people. There was racist black people. There's radicals everywhere. But when we got together, we did it, And being a woman in the military at that time, there was only, out of a ship size of about a 1,600 man crew, there was maybe 200 women.
Ooh,
yeah. So you kind of had to hold your own. Ooh. Yeah, you had to. Everything you do, you have to execute it better than the man. That's all I could say. If you're running your time is this, I'm gonna swim it and run it in this. Like it's just it's a constant competition, so that you're seen as equal because I'm over here kicking your ass. So you can't even talk shit to me because I'm a woman because I'm beating you. Guess what? I learned how to fade. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm giving better fades than you, and I'm a fucking shit. I don't even cut hair. You know what I'm saying? Like they just taught me this shit. I mean, and that's just what it is. You hone your craft, just like
badass.
You're twerking and poetry and me with the DJ, and you know what I'm saying, and cooking. You hone that shit. You do the best you can, and then that way I like to talk shit. I don't like to be talked shit to. I like to be the shit talker. So I like to be the best at I strive for I try to be the best at everything I do. So I can own talking. I can't talk shit and be in last place. You know what I'm saying? So
nobody want to hear that shit.
I hope that, and but that's good because I've been empowered by some other women that were better, stronger than me or faster or whatever. But I hope that in my lifetime I've empowered other women as well.
You know what I'm saying? Just sitting here right now.
Like
firefighter too.
Yeah, that shit was intense. I used to shave my hair. I used to because hair is very flammable. So I used to I cut hair. I used to just shave it down to about. I'd take a one guard and I'd just shave it and just all one some GI Jane
Before anybody else is really.
Dude,
doing
I'm telling
that.
you, that heat is so intense. You're like, if this shit lights on fire, my whole body's
Yeah.
gonna light on fire.
You're
I would
gone.
shave my arms, literally everything. I would just because you don't want to. The fire is very flammable.
Yeah.
So anything at possible, so people would be like, "Oh my god, you look like a little lesbian." I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to burn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit what
Call
you
me what
say.
you want.
It's just hair.
I'm not on fire.
Yeah, exactly. It'll grow back. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get my skin back. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry.
All right. We just all over the place. We just recruited a bunch of people down. They want to join the Navy and become firemen and shave their arms and legs and, and
And
head.
twerk at it.
And we go
The
twerk
whole
while
time.
we're doing it. Hey, you know what? So as we come to a close on this topic, fellas, if you're listening, what I want you to do, I want to challenge you. Go out there and support a female-owned business.
Absolutely.
Go and support it. Now, fellas, you might not go out there and twerk. And if you do, we
There are
won't
some.
judge you.
There are some.
We won't judge you. But you know what? Go ahead and buy a session for that special someone. You know, if you can stand your mom or your grandma twerking, you know.
And I do one-on-ones. I do
Yeah,
one-on-ones. I do bachelorette parties. I do
Let the
birthday
guy-
parties.
You don't let guys come though.
I do
You let
participate.
guys
You
come
cannot watch and spectate. No spectate,
Oh.
participate
You have to
only.
be part of
I've
the party.
actually had a couple of husbands come with their wives.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
That's
It was super sweet.
He's watching and he's.
No,
They
they're-
were doing it. No, you cannot just watch. You will
Oh,
get kicked out.
Hey, you know what, man? You know what?
Don't get any ideas,
I'ma have-
D'Angelo.
No,
I'ma have the
I'm,
question-
I'm already telling you no. I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm
gonna have to question my. I'm just not that secure in myself to go to a twerk class.
You have to be.
But you know what? You know what? I'm not
I
there yet. But
encourage-
you know what? I'm willing to listen and learn.
I encourage everybody who feel like they need to go twerk to go twerk.
All right.
I am not ready. I am not ready myself.
I mean, I could do a one-on-one session with y'all, and we could do like body rolls, make it a little sexy, kind of like
Yeah, I'm good
black
on that.
magic.
I
My
know.
mind's
I'm
telling me
sorry.
no.
I'm not gonna be in the room when this dude is twerking. I'm sorry.
No, you
It's
ain't
not
gonna twerk.
happen.
I'm gonna show you how to
First
do like
of all,
body rolls.
You don't gotta worry about being in the room.
I don't want to do
Goddamn
nothing
being
where
there.
this dude is rolling nothing.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
have y'all partner up
Nah.
or something.
Only thing I need.
Okay. It's time to move on to our next segment in this podcast, and it's called "What is your pet peeve living here in Oregon?"
Are you
Alright.
for real?
Yes, DC, we gonna start with you.
Why me?
100%
I'm the one who's from here. We got to do the person who's not from here. First.
You got listen. No.
I need a shot for this.
Okay, my pet peeve.
I need a shot.
Okay, my pet peeve.
I didn't went
Okay,
for-
what is your pet peeve?
In Portland or in the black community in Portland?
Black Portland. It's
Black
Black Portland.
Black
Portland is
Okay.
our Oregon.
Oregon
What
is
is it?
our umbrella, so as long as it goes under there,
Here it comes.
be real with it.
You know, I feel like specifically in the black community, we don't always support each other like we should. We will support the shit out of each other when we know somebody, when we know that person, when we went to school with that person, we grew up from that person. So I think it makes it hard for people who grew up outside of Portland, on the outskirts, or people who are transplants who are trying to do something and get into the black community. I feel like there can be a little bit of that lack of support. It's better now. It is much better now. But, you know, I think we need to do more of that, more community stuff, because we're kind of alone out here. And after everything got gentrified, we're like sprinkled all over the place, you know? So coming together is a little more challenging. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Portland. We keep.
I'm going to have to say it. Yeah.
This
Okay,
keeps
so you-
being
It's a little bit of my
being
pet
mentioned.
peeve.
That is honestly, that is maybe the third time we've heard it.
Exactly.
I believe Bree said it. Tyler said it.
Yeah.
They said they do not hear, we don't support, and I think they mentioned crabs in the barrel type of.
I don't feel like as
syndrome.
much of the crabs in the barrel, but
Yeah,
I definitely feel like the lack of like supporting
First
each
of
other.
all, I feel like
but-
we would actually have to be fucking with each other to be crabs in the barrel, because I don't have to be
Yeah,
actually
yep,
fucking
yep.
with what you doing
I
to
agree.
pull you down from it. And I'm not fucking with, ain't nobody fucking with what nobody else is doing. So don't worry
And in
about me pulling you
Portland,
down,
and
'cause
just
I ain't gonna be there.
Beaverton, Portland in general, even the support just in any community, it's like who's hot right now and who's ass kissing right now and who's, you know, getting the financial backup for whatever they're doing right now. Like a lot of people don't get support so that we can uplift each other. It's just kind of who already has it and they gonna bring their friends up. And that's just kind of in general, like around here. I've noticed that even
But I don't
with
see
my white
Okay.
friends.
I don't see nobody at a situation where they can bring anybody up because I mean, and
Well,
I'm not,
right now it's kind of rough.
Yeah, but even if,
Right,
like-
it's kind of hard.
as someone not from Portland, I talk to Clinton all the time. I'm looking at people who I can network with, who we can network with to actually grow our business, but I don't know who's doing something well enough to where we should try to be aligned with him. So it's almost like
We have to have that sense of community, though.
I would
So,
like
like
that.
for instance, what helped push my business forward, I feel like, was another instructor who has her own format. That she was doing her thing, and she was like, "I love what you do. I saw you on social media. Can we collab?" So we collabed, and we did a thing called Booty Positive, and it was just kind of about moving our booties, you know, very female centered, but just about body positivity in fitness and dance. And we collabed, and we sold out every time. We're actually planning one this summer too, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think that really helped grow both of our businesses. We had people now that would take both of our classes. And so I think when more things like that happen, then that's where the financial comes in, because more people, you're getting double the exposure, you're sharing kind of that clientele, and you're coming together and creating a good community, and people want that community. And that's what we don't have. We just don't have a good, strong community and support system. And I mean, the only reason I really know a lot of the difference between that is because I grew up in my mom's household where like the Mexican community, they're like tight. You support each other. Anytime the white person's little ice cream truck would come through, you just look at them like they're fucking crazy. But you have the Mexican truck come through with all the candy and pan dulce and stuff. You're just like, you support, that's where your money goes. And so I saw that. And so outside of my mom's household, once I grew up, I'm just like, well, where are all the people? Where is all the community? Everything was so like just cliquey. Yeah. And then it even carried on into career and adulthood. I kind of noticed that just in this area. So that's definitely my biggest pet peeve is like, we just don't support each other.
Okay. And we've heard that several times. Zaza, what's your pet peeve?
Everybody love you, Zaza. Everybody love you out here.
Listen,
I'm curious what the pet peeve is.
This goes with the whole, like I said, I'm not from here, so I'm an outsider looking in. But that whole gentrification piece, like when I got here, I was like, where are the black people? Like, where's the community? Where's the hood? Where are the projects? Something. You know what I'm saying? Like, where can I see a whole block and everybody on the block is black people? So my pet peeve, I got offended right away because I started talking to people from here and I'm like, well, where were the black people? I'm sure there black people, So they were like, yeah, well, they used to live in here, but now that area's all gentrified. So I would drive in that area and then I would see these houses that were once black family owned. And then you got white people living in them. The property value you can't touch. And they got Black Lives Matter signs in front of their door, outside in their lawn. That shit pisses me off. That is my biggest pet peeve. Because if we fucking mattered, you wouldn't have gentrified the neighborhood. You would have kept the culture. You would have kept the community together. If we fucking mattered, you wouldn't have ran these people out and spread the culture apart. You understand what I'm saying? So don't give me take the fucking sign from front of your fucking lawn because you just want that there so nobody fucks with your house. So that's my fucking pet peeve. Because if Black Lives Matter, you wouldn't have took that house from a family that probably had it. You understand what I'm saying? Generations and generations. And they couldn't even buy the land back or the property back now because it's probably worth what? 5 times more than what they sold it for. Yeah! That's my pet peeve in Portland.
We got Zaza's pet peeve. Hopefully she still got some friends
I
left.
love everybody in Portland.
I love you so much.
Please listen to our podcast.
I'm sorry. I just keep it real.
No,
it's not offensive.
It's all good.
It is what it is.
Hey, but you know what? This has been another 2 Cent the podcast. We have enjoyed you ladies coming on and spreading the word about your businesses and letting us know where you stand as because right now I think we've been here long enough to be Portlanders.
Portland.
Oregonians.
No, Oregonians.
Oregonians. I'm sorry.
Like,
but you know what? I feel like I'm home. So one of the things you guys mentioned, people don't come out and support. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to our friend Adrian Wright, the founder of the Facebook page Black Portland. Mm-hmm. He has something brand new coming out. He's gonna have an app, and in this app, you are going to be able to have your official Black card. It's coming really soon. I probably wasn't even supposed to talk about that, but he got me so excited about this new app, and this app is going to feature Black businesses and resources and everything like that. And he's going to have a really cool membership price. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to really love it. So stay tuned to the Facebook page, Black Portland, because there are some major things happening, and that's a place where you can go and advertise your business. Well, ladies, once again, we would like to thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
You know, I got my co-host over here. What's the final words for the night, man?
The final words for the night is support women, support Black women, support just women. I mean, at this point, all women are minorities. Just fucking somebody. Just support them.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of 2 Cent, the podcast. We appreciate you guys listening. And that's my 2 cents.
This has been 2 Cents, the podcast, hosted by Clinton Washington, with co-host D'Angelo Gillespie, brought to you by Underway Entertainment and Pound the Pavement Productions. Thanks for listening.